Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team, making the watch list video for tomorrow, Tuesday, September 19th. Gonna take a look at some of the plays that happened here today before I build a watch list tomorrow. A lot of you guys have been just trying to give you guys some more information. A lot of people are asking for like potential where you would look in for like entries and exits. I've been starting to talk about shorting a lot more in the videos. So now I'll try and talk a little bit more about where you might want to potentially get in, get out of. It's all about looking for the right patterns and the right setups. So as you can see, when I do the watch list every day, I've been sending out these alerts that you've been seeing, and you'll see all the ones that get triggered. Now, sometimes they'll be a good trigger. Sometimes they'll pop up for a couple cents and drop right below. And that's why it's important to learn patterns. If there's a good pattern that takes it bullish, then you can ride it up bullish. But if there's it just kind of goes up and then kind of turns and reverses, that's where shorting can come in, and you can take these alerts and go short with them. So, that's why learning shorting is extremely important. But as you'll see, the watch list, a bunch of these triggers, alerts fired off, and a couple of them were some pretty decent plays. So let's take a look at a few and see what they did. We'll look at MGTI. So we'll see that MGTI, I had an alert on this at or above 248, right? So MGTI, you'll see right here. Now, sometimes it's very important. Obviously, when you're trading these, you look at the patterns that form on the 5-minute, and then you would look on the 1 minute for potential entries. You'll see sometimes they'll be really quickly, and you only have a really short entry, and that's really about it. A quick entry, and that's really about it. That's why looking at the 1 minute is really important. So you'll see right here, at or above 248. That happened really right about that second candle. It's above that $0.50 amount. 248. You could have wrote it up to pretty much 266. That's a 16-cent move before it pulled back. Went right down to the 9 EMA. Then it bounced right back up, and it went up to 271. So 248 to 271, that's over 20 cents before it broke down. And you'll see that really that move all happened within the first 15 minutes, and then it kind of broke down. So you'll see right here, you could have got in on this one pullback, for this flag right here. Let's see. So once it broke 248, it came back down, retested right around VWAP. You could have gotten in right here on this next one to form this flagpole here. Once it broke, you could have rode this up, from 257 up to 270. Not a huge move, but it's decent. You could have rode it up there. And then it kind of just really traded sideways. So this is one that didn't really last very long. The pattern for reversal really wasn't great. Basically, the gauge that you want to look for, really on anything, on the daily and then on the 5-minute, is see how far price is away from the 13 EMA, which is this blue line here, the blue line over here. The further it is away, the more natural it's going to want to gravitate back to it. So you'll see on the daily, look at how overextended it was over here from the 13 EMA. It had 4 green days, and then what's it want to do? It naturally wants to move back down to that 13 EMA, where it's either going to bounce off and kind of go up, or it's going to break down. So you really want to pay attention to this 13 EMA. It's extremely important to look at. It's like basically the equilibrium of a stock. So that's on the daily, but then the same thing happens with intraday. You'll see that the more it kind of gets away from the 13 EMA, the naturally it kind of wants to move towards it, and then it'll either go up or down or trade sideways. So with MGTI, it was a decent, you could have made 15 cents or so, which, listen, that's what all day trading is really all about, trying to make 10, 15, 20 cents. You want to basically scalp and just use money as leverage for the move. So you could think, 10, 15 cents is not that big of a deal, but if you had 1,000 shares, 15 cents is $150. If you had 5,000 shares, that would be, what is that? 150, 600, was that 750? So I think I did the math right on that. So that's really what day trading is all about. Don't ever lose sight of the fact of making 10 or 15 cents because it's just, again, using your money as leverage, getting out and looking at the proper patterns. So that's just MGTI. Didn't really love that one. Let me see a couple of other ones here. What did PTIE? Did they have that one on here? No. Let's look at QNST. I had 2 of them fire off today on that one. So you'll see QNST at or above 617. So let's go over there. 617. You'll see right there. Right on the 5 minute, you'll see it kind of formed this U bottom here. In the morning, you'll see it kind of broke out at 17, right above the previous day close. So it triggered right here. But once you waited for it to break above that U, you could have basically taken that from 624 area all the way really up to, you know, if you got out around 650, 658, 60, 660, that's a what, 35-cent move. That's a pretty big deal. And then obviously when this doji candle kind of turned here, you can kind of look inside here. I would have gotten faked out right around this red potential doji. But what you'd want to do is once the 5 minute candle to make a lower high, you want to get in below that one. So you'll see this one right here could trick you out a little bit because that's still kind of a bullish candle. So right here would have been a decent one if price fell below it. So you'll see it's a lower high right here. That's where sometimes timing will come in. A lot of people might get in on this candle right here and short it back down towards the 13 EMA and then use the previous high over here as a stop. And look, this one stopped out. So you can easily get tricked out right here. So you can see this one right here, if you shorted this over here at 654 down towards the 13 EMA, which is around 641, you know, that could have been a 14, 15 cent pullback right there. That would have been, you know, potentially a decent one to pull back on, but you'd want to wait till it formed this one right here. And then when it formed a new lower high, this is a lower high than this one right here, you know, people would wait for an entry right here below this right here, which would have been 660-ish area, right? 660 using this candle as a stop, 669. So you can have a, you know, let's see, that one right there would have been a 9-cent stop with going down to 643. So 660 down to 643 before it bounced. That's a 17 cents. So that's risking 9 cents to make 17, almost 1-to-2 ratio. But that's basically, I'm trying to show you the idea of shorting. When stocks get farther away from the 13 EMA, they naturally want to gravitate back. This could have been a potential head and shoulders pattern, a left shoulder here, followed by a head. Didn't really give you a shoulder, it just kind of broke down. You'll see over here, you could have said this is kind of the right shoulder. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder, but it didn't really fall too far down. You'll see this one went, what was this, from 660 back down to 646. See, that's not bad. So for those that are trying to scalp and try to make 10, 15 cents, that would have been a potential decent play to look at. If you missed this move down from the 13 EMA, you'll see that it then gravitated back up, and you'll see there was a head here, a left shoulder, and this right shoulder was just a little bit lower than this left shoulder here. So you could have shorted it right at 660, right back down to the 13 EMA, 646. That's a 14-cent move. Don't miss those scalps that could be really, really good, where you can have a very defined risk. You can have, that's what I like about scalping, because if you knew the left shoulder was right around 660 and you shorted, let's say, around 658 or 659, you could have had a 2 or 3 cent stop and had a really tight stop. You didn't have to use the head as the stop on that. So you could have risked 2 or 3 cents to make 14 cents. That's really what scalping is all about. So that's why I like scalping and stuff like that, because it's it's just looking for the patterns to form. I personally, like taking the watch lists. I'm trying to train myself to become a little bit more bullish. Hold on one second, let me get some water. I'm trying to practice on doing more longing, but I'm just more of a short bias trader where I like to have the patterns form. I like watching this, seeing it form, seeing how far it gets away, and then taking it down. So a lot of times I will miss the move up because I like finding a top to then short it back down. That's, again, just my preference. So you can take my watch list that I do every night, and you could be going for the breakouts, which a lot of traders do. They could have waited for this U bottom to form, got in right before this, and rode the breakout on the way up. Or you could have taken the watch list, watch for it to broke out, watch for the pattern to form for a little bit, start showing a reversal. Again, many times there'll be fake outs. Sometimes the shorting, that's where sometimes it gets a little trickier finding a top. You might miss the top, so you might lose it, but you might have, if you have a really tight stop loss, then you could wait and get back in once it forms the proper top. But again, you could have false breakouts down here. You could have thought, oh, this is going to break out down here, and then it could have failed and gone right back down here and stopped out that way. So it's just all a matter of what you're comfortable with. I, again, personally like shorting because I like seeing more predefined tops and bottoms when trading. I like to see more of the patterns. But again, that's just all my preference. And if you're working and you're not able to be at your computer a lot during the day, or, like for really quick entries and exits, that's where shorting can really come in, because you could let this, the pattern form for an hour or two, and then wait for the reversal. And then, so like this right here, this happened at 10:25. So you could have let the market kind of run a little bit, the pattern form, kind of occasionally look at it on your computer at work or whatever you're doing, wait for the reversal, then get in and short it on the way down, and you have a predefined top or a stop loss. That's where I personally like doing that myself. It takes a little while. You're not in and out within the first few minutes of the market, but you're able to let patterns form. So that's kind of more, again, with shorting. Let me see if I could, that was another, let me go to the other one. QNST at or below 614. So on that same one, when it went below 614, so this is the fake out. So a lot of times it'll do this. It'll do a quick fake out down, and then it'll turn and it'll go back up, right? Fred, I think that was on my watch list. Let me see. Fred was at or above 751. So if you look at Fred today, you'll see what happened here. This is when I played this morning and did well with. I actually sold a little bit too early, but I made profit and I wasn't too patient on it. I love bear flags. You'll see price got up to 763 this morning, kind of went close to it right when the market opened, forming a double top, and then look what it does. I love bear flags. It falls down, goes back up to previous day's close. That's a perfect place for a potential entry once it breaks this doji candle down. You'll see, let me zoom in here. Once it kind of bear flags here, once it kind of like starts to break this doji, it didn't do it on this one, but that's where sometimes you got to predict the top. If you see it being bearish, it formed a double top, you might take an entry right below previous day's close line using previous day's close as a stop. It's a very, very tight stop loss, great for risk management. And you'll see here, bear flag, broke right here. You could have gotten in like right ideally up here, but if you got in on the breakdown, look at it, went right down from 737 all the way down to 705. That's a 32-cent move, excuse me, in 15 minutes. And then it kind of bear flags again. But that's why I love bear flags. They're just a little bit easier to predict. Falls down, goes back usually up to a previous day close, or it goes back up to like a 13 EMA or VWAP. But that's something, again, you could have let this pattern form, and you'll see that pattern at 10:05. You'll see, oh, bear flagging. I might risk the previous day's close on this. You wanted to take a short, and there you go. You could have rode this for 15 minutes or so and made a really nice 30-cent profit. So that's why I personally like shorting. I feel a little bit more relaxed watching the patterns and letting it go down rather than watching, let's say, 3 green candlesticks, waiting for it to go up. And just, again, it's just whatever your preference is, but just want to show you both sides of things and how they look when you're trading it both ways. So, right. I've already rambled for quite a bit. So let me do the watch list for tomorrow. I'm going to see if there's any any of these that I do want to watch for tomorrow per se. MGTI I might keep on for a potential short. Let me see, PTIE. I missed that one. I might keep that one on. So PT, delete that. That one. BLDP. I'm just looking at ones from today to see if there's anything that might potentially move one way or the other that I want to take a look at. ARWR, no. Nope. Just looking for patterns. I'll show you what I'm looking for once I keep the couple that I like. Okay. MGTI, this one's been crazy erratic. I'm looking at this one right now, potential head and shoulders. So you'll see that there's a potential head and shoulders right around this 290 area. So this is, for crying out loud. So this area right here, this 290, 91-ish, if it breaks 291, then it's kind of potentially broken this head and shoulders. You'll see the left shoulder right here, head up here. It's got to break this 291 mark. If it breaks 291 and goes up past 3, it could potentially then turn into another potential head and shoulders right around this 350 marker. So it's left shoulder here. If it breaks, then there could be another one where you want to see if it falls below this other area, and that could be the right shoulder. I don't like it. So for me to be bullish on this, maybe I'd ride it from, I'd put an alert above $3. I put one maybe right on $2.99 for it to be bullish, and then I'd be careful around before 350s. And then I'm also going to put an alert at below 270, so at 269. I'm going to put at or below 269. So this could be a short. You'll see this one's very erratic. These are crazy companies. These Bitcoin ones are, I think this is a Bitcoin one. They've been very manipulated, it seems, as of lately, with just crazy volatile news. So I would watch this. Where do I like this? 270 down to, that could go right down to this gap area right down here. So that's what I'd be watching on that. QNST, this one is overextended, kind of pulled back. This one, I personally am watching QNST with if this falls below 650. So if this goes to 650-ish area, I want to watch that for potential short. So I want to see 650. Now it could go up still. The market is bullish, so, but you can see it kind of pull back a little bit up here once it got up to 681. It's potentially starting to roll over here. So I want to take that down. I'd like that for a short, ideally. And that could fall even right down to that 13 EMA. You'll see several green days it's been moving. It's due for a pullback. It looks like it might be the start of one today. So I personally like it at or below 650 to maybe take that down. I'd look for some support right here at 566, right down to the 13 EMA. So again, I personally like QNST as one that I'm potentially watching. Again, if it breaks above 681, you could take it potentially bullish, but I'd be careful because you want to be careful around $7. I'd be watchful of resistance at $7. ITUS, it's got to break above that 161 area. I don't love it. Would I short it down? Although it could be a good short down to, I don't love it. DMTX, let's see here. So DMTX, I think there's something to do with buying, a buyout. So this one, right below $6. I just don't like playing around with buyouts, so I'm not going to put that on. CAPR, where is that? 163. So you can put this one on. You could watch CAPR. So CAPR, this is resistance area right here. Right around that 165-ish marker. And then I would keep, support would be really at today's high. So you'd want to see it break 134, maybe put an alert at 133. If it breaks 133, see if it goes up to the 163-ish. And then if it does, see if it goes up to fill the gap. There's a huge gap up. So that's one to definitely keep an eye on. So CAPR might be one to take a look at. Also, what I do as well is I take these and I put them through DOS to see if there are any ones that have the 5-cent spreads to them. That one doesn't. MGTI. Nope. And CAPR. All right. So me personally, so that goes on the watch list. I'm not going to put it on. See, I like stocks that can be traded both ways, short, like long or short. So just to show you on DOS, this one is not shortable because there's no S next to it. So I personally won't even look at it unless I can trade it both ways. So I have this kind of this spreadsheet that I do of stocks that I look at in the morning between my watch list and trade ideas, and I look at the ones that are that I like between tonight's and trade ideas, and I look at the patterns to see which one I potentially trade. But I ideally only like to have ones on here on this watch list that I can trade up or down, and also ones that don't have a 5-cent spread. I'll show you what one with a 5-cent spread looks like. So we'll see once I'm making the watch list. But CAPR could be a nice one if you just play it bullish. MBRV, don't like it, too crazy. CASI, yeah, it's potential. So this one right here, look at, you see CASI pull back right below $2. So I put an alert if it goes above that. I don't know if I would trade that up. I would trade that potentially down and look for it to, look at this, 3 huge green days. I'd like to see it give back at least half of these gains. So I would, I don't know, it could go up tomorrow, but I would be careful, and I would look right around this 150 range. I just put them right here at 150 for support. So I would personally look at this again. You have several green days running. See if it breaks $2. I like it if it falls below 187, let's say 186, excuse me, at or below 186. Take it for a short down right till, let's say, 150, and then I would look right down to this 124 area, the 13 EMA. That's where it would be a nice short. So if stock goes up towards $2 or hovers around here tomorrow, you could take it short, risking the high of this candle. So for instance, if you're able to, let's say it got, you know, it's 180, tomorrow it goes up to, let's say, 198 and doesn't make it. You can short it. Let's say you got an entry at like 196. You sold the bid, let's say, at 196 for a short down. You could risk 199 as a stop. So you could short it. So basically borrowing shares from the broker by selling the bid. Like I've been telling you guys, you can sell the ask, you can sell the bid, or do a limit order. But let's say you or to use a hotkey, let's say to sell the bid right away, you sold at 196. If the stock turned and went up to 2 or 201, you would buy the ask to cover, and then you only lose 4 or 5 cents. Big deal. You have a predefined risk right here. This shows you $2 is basically the yearly high. So if the price broaches near $2 again, and it looks like it's going to fade or fall back down based on the pattern, you can short it on the way down, risking high of, the 199 as it's a really good predefined stop. again, you want to try and find the best entry. But this has 3 huge green days. I want to see it give back a lot of those gains. It might not happen tomorrow. Pull back right around $2. I'd like to see this thing below 186, short it on the way down. So CASI, MGTI, already put that on. Wait, did I put? Okay, here we go. LBIX, don't like it. KNDI. It's been crazy here. I don't know. I don't love that one. NVCN. ABUS. So 565. Potentially see it's pulled back here. You want to see it right here. I would potentially look at this one as a potential short. Down, starting to potentially roll over as well. So I would look at this one below 550. So obviously whole and half dollar amounts are huge psychological resistance areas. I'd be careful below this. Some buyers might come in and earn around 550, but I would look at this. If this fell below 550, if it fell at or below 550, then I would potentially look to take it down. I would look at 5 and 462, this 13 EMA, and I would be careful around $5. See if the buyers come in, but you know that's a 50 cent to a almost close to $1 move for a short if it falls below 550. Now you could again risk it, taking it up at 564, see if it's going to fall and head down towards that way. I just put it at 550 to be a little bit safer. So I'd be careful with that. But I will put ABUS on the watch list. Again, some of these I'm putting on as shorts, not as necessarily taking it long. CB, let me see here. I'm just putting these on on my personal watch list that I'm looking at. CBAK. Yeah, so perfect example with this one. I bet you this is one with a 5-cent spread. I'm going to take a look here. See these crazy candlesticks? Let's take a look. CBAK. Yep. See that S.5C? You'll see shortable prices 5-cent increments. I hate those candlesticks. I won't do those. Let me pull that back up again and put on ABUS. Oops. Let me just do this. The heck? Oh, okay. Oh, ABUS. That's another one. So I'm not going to put ABUS on the watch list because I don't like those 5-cent ones. So that's what I try to do. I try to keep a clean watch list. So one that I did like to potentially short, I am not going to put on the watch list. I don't want to see it. CCASI. All right, perfect. So sorry these videos get longer, but I'm trying to give you lots of content. I'm trying to show you exactly what I'm looking at. These videos that I make are my exact watch in what I am exactly looking for. So, and again, I try to get rid of the garbage if there's garbage on there as well. VJAET, no. No. PGNX, don't love it. Yuma, no. VBLT, potentially. So this one right here, VBLT, I'd like it for a potential break of $6. So I'd put right at 6, and I would look at it for potential break around 598. But let's see, let me put it at 598. But if this falls below 580, let's say 579, this one at or below. This one could fall easily down to, this 535 range. That's, 40, 50 cent move. So again, that's where shorting comes in. If it falls below, I can short it looking at support right down here, and then see if it falls even further. But VBLT, let me see if I'll put that on. I have to just double check over here. VBLT. Yeah, see, 5 cent mover. Not going to put it on. ALO. Doesn't mean you can't trade them, but I don't like starting off trading being down at least 5 cents. I hate that. Because you have to time your entries perfectly. XIN. This one could potentially move up further. So this one, you want to see it break 628. Careful at that 681. I'd look probably right around this area as kind of some support. So see if it'll break 628. If it does, I put an alert, maybe about the 627 for an alert. See if it breaks 628 or 628. Then if it does, which is resistance, it'll now become support. Then be careful around 680. If it falls below 624, then this might be a nice short at or below. And this could short down easily down to 6, could fall even further. But, look, if it gives back, I mean, you can make some good money shorting reversals. And that's why I like trading them. So XIN, let's take a look over here. Yep, so I will put that on the watch list. LYTS. That's potentially still continuing to move up. So you want to see it break 721 or 719 area. I would mark that. So at or above 719. But it could also easily give up half of those green candles up. So, see it break 719. If it does, below 711, I might take it short. So, at or below 711 with, down to 650s area, this could easily fall down this far. So it could go either way. You'll see 3 green days or almost 4 green days. So it's either going to continue up over the EMAs, which is great. If not, it could potentially go down. And again, it could easily fall back down. Who knows what's going to happen? But we will put LYTS. I think I put, let's take a look over here. LYTS. Yep. CLSN, don't like it. BLFS. Yep. I'll take a look at this one. So BLFS above that 529 marker. What the heck here? And then I would look at potentially $5 and then 479 as support. But watch this. See if it breaks. BLFS. And that would put an alert. right around 528. Let's take a look on the weekly. Man, this could even fall pretty far in the weekly. So I'll put an alert at or below 528 for a potential short. At or below. And be careful at $5, $4.79, and see from there. But BLFS, I'm just going to double check over here. See if it's a good one to look at. Yep. So we'll put that on there. XCO, no. CGI. Still continuing upwards. So this one right here, this one's still been running. You want to see it break 670. I'll put that. I like to color code it just so it's easier for me to see. You want to see it break 670. I'll set an alert maybe around 669 if it's going to break. Yeah, I'll just put 670. If it does, this one might be bullish. Be careful around $7 and go up from there. But that could easily fall down to, I'd put it, be careful around $6 and then also right around the 13 EMA. So that could be a potential good short. If this falls below I'd say 650, just to be careful so that there's no tricking. So if this falls, there we go. At or below, I'll put 49. You know, these are nice potential 50-cent moves down. So if something doesn't break out, that thing could easily fall 50 cents down to $6. That's a fantastic move. That's why I love shorting in reversals, because it's been running up. This has really been running up. It could give back some of the gains. So that's why I like looking at it from both sides of the fence. CGI. 5-cent mover. Not putting it on. So I hate when it does that. GNMK, no. ZIXI, no. UQM, don't like it. SIGM, GROW, nah. I mean, it could. This could really give back a lot of those gains. Let me see. It's just, you can get so trapped in these wick candles like that. That's why I don't like them. Let me just see if it has let's see here. The ability to short. Yeah. I don't love it. EBIO. No. This one could be bull flagging. Potentially can go up. I don't love it. I'm not going to put it on. OPXA. JONE. VCEL. Don't love it. DEST. No. GLDD. This one I might take a look at. Let me just go over here and see. $5-cent mover. I feel like I can see these like clockwork now, so I'm not going to do that one. TRMR. That gave back. See that? I was watching that the other day. So predictable, right down to the 13. Don't like it. QNST, that was today. PSTI, no. SCYX, no. KOPN, no. SITO. Potentially, it's over $5. That could be the new shoulder area right there, left shoulder, followed by making a right shoulder. So let me see about SITO. It is shortable. So what you'd want to look at with this one, SITO, is this is a left shoulder. This is the head. This is heading up right towards that right shoulder, which would be right around that 538 marker. You want to see it break above that to break the pattern. Otherwise, it's a potential short. So this is where I would look at this one at or below. Let's see, 538 at or above. And I'd also look at it. So it's at 502. I could easily short. So I'm watching this one to see if it gets up here and breaks it. Be careful around 550 as well, or if it's going to fall below it. But see if it's going to break above 514 first. So this is the one I would look at first. I would put it at 513 first, or 512. So basically, if this breaks 513 today, be really careful at 538. I might get rid of that alert right now. And then I would look at it. Put it right around this area for some support. But again, potential head and shoulders, be careful of that 538-ish marker. AR, let's see here. XIN. ARAY. I bet you that is a 5-cent mover. Just so you can start seeing these things by these crazy candlesticks. Right there, it is a 5-cent mover. That's when you can see these crazy candles, which I just don't like. HOS. Could potentially go up further. Don't like it. AGTC. BCRX. No. IOVA. That I would definitely take a look at. Although, is this a 5-cent mover? This one might be one as well. IOVA. Yep, 5-cent mover. Darn it. Liked it. I would have played it, but not gonna. BRS. This one seems to still continue to go up. I mean, it's just slowly growing up. This one could continue if it breaks that 980-ish marker. It just seems to be a slow mover. Could easily fall back down there. So this is one to potentially watch, see if it's going to break that 979 marker, put an alert at 977. Who the heck knows? There is a gap up. It keeps slowly going up, so it might continue further up. BRS. Let's take a look over here. BRS. All right, it is shortable. So APTO, don't like it. Let's look at some of these new high ones, see if there's any on here. No. PUS. Some of these are going to be on the same list. Like this one could easily give up half of its gains right back down to $1. Don't love it. No. UQM. No. All right, so that's what I'm going to put on for tomorrow's watch list. Again, I kind of take a look at trade ideas as well. I see what I like with trade ideas as well as that I put on the watch list. And again, I'm trying to not make these. It's easy to throw a ton of these on the watch list, but I don't like to. I want to find something that's going to be moving up or moving down. So I really want to keep an eye on them. Make sure that you take a look at the alerts that I send out with these videos. Again, the alerts are not buy signals. They're just what I'm looking at to do a potential trade. Some of these may move, some of them may not. That's why you have to keep an eye on them. Again, as well, too, we do send out the trade ideas option movers at night, or the ones that have moved during the day. So keep an eye on those as well. If you're an options trader, some might be on the watch list there as well. So we send out this watch list by email every single night, as well as the trade ideas ones in the morning. So you want to keep an eye out for both of them, as well as the options. So we send options at night and then trade ideas pre-market watch list. I get so confused. We send so much content out. But anyways, let's wrap up this video here. I'll take a couple minutes just to show you again. We do this at the end of pretty much every video because we get lots of newbies. Make sure that you like and follow our fan page over on Facebook. We are the Bullish Bears. We are the Bullish Bears both on Facebook and on our fan page and the group. We just label the group Stock Market Community, and then our fan page Bullish Bears. So like and follow us, because that's we post our updates over there. But most importantly, before 9 a.m. every morning, we do post the trade ideas, pre-market movers, and Benzinga's news. These are two of our favorite tools to use. They're awesome. We highly recommend them. If you are on a budget, just use the info that we give you for now. But when you can't afford them, we highly recommend picking up both these tools. We do get you a 15% discount with trade ideas and a 25% discount with Benzinga by using our Bullish Bears community promo codes here. So again, when you can afford them, do it. We highly recommend them. They're very reputable. Trade Ideas is pretty much the best live market scanner that's out there on the market today. And Benzinga is pretty much the best news, like live news site, getting news before it hits the market. So a lot of times news will hit Benzinga first before it affects Trade Idea. So having the both together and seeing them is absolutely awesome. So again, if you'd like to pick them up, we have partnerships with both companies. So again, like and follow our fan page, as well as if you haven't been over to our website yet, make sure you head over to bullishbears.com. Subscribe right here to our nightly watch list. So again, we send out this watch list by email every night, as well as Trade Ideas options movers with the alerts. So you just never miss any updates. Take the alerts with the watch list here, and then take a look at the Trade Ideas pre-market movers, see what's moving, and kind of basically look at the same thing with Trade Ideas as you're looking on these watch lists. You want to see potential breakouts or breakdowns on the daily. So whatever's moving in the morning, if you see something you like for a potential breakout or breakdown, you just do the same thing that I'm doing with these watch list videos at night within the morning and see if there's going to be a potential breakout or breakdown on the daily charts. And then you're looking for scalps. Day trading, you're just looking for small profits, not looking to get greedy. We all want to hit a home run every day, but it's not possible to do it every single day. So if you haven't taken our trading courses yet, we have about a couple $1,000s worth of trading courses over here that you can take for free. We do our best to really give as much content back to our followers. Again, nobody's making watch list videos, how they're doing them, entries, exits, along with alerts, like we're doing them all for free. And we're trying to do it because Tim, Dan, and I, we have a vision of really giving back and building a massive community. Ideally, we're looking to partner with large companies that would basically pay us to really go full-time for doing this for you guys. But in order for us to do that, we do survive on the contributions of our community members, which I'll get into in a moment. We are a donation-based community. Again, before I say that, we do have a trade room if you haven't joined us yet. We have a trade room with over 500 members in it. We're giving you the trade room for free. We talk in there every day. We share trades. Basically what we're talking about here. We're very interactive in there, and most trade rooms cost at least $100 a month, and we have over 500 members in there. So if you do the math, we're giving up over $50,000 a month in potential income just from our trade room alone by not charging. So we're trying to go off of a faith-based model, trying to do something differently. We ideally don't want to change. We don't want to charge memberships down the road. So ideally, we want to try and survive long enough on the donations of our community members to help us keep growing so that eventually we can partner with big companies. There's no guarantee that we'll be able to do that and survive to that point, but if you do donate, every little bit counts. You'll see right over here we have a contribute or a donate button here. We have donation options for as low as $25 a month, $10 a month if you're on a budget. If you feel that we give you extra value of $50, $100 a month, we feel that we are absolutely worth that right now. But if you're on a budget, 25 bucks, 10 bucks monthly, you can subscribe right here and keep donating to help us to grow. We have single time donation options as well down here. Again, we can't keep this mission going. We can't do all of these things and keep it going as a movement unless everybody donates. We're looking for everybody to donate at least a little bit, not for everybody to give a lot, even though we would love the donations. It's just every little bit counts. So if you're on a budget, you want to give us 10 or 25 bucks to help us keep this thing growing so that we don't charge memberships down the road. Ideally, that's what we need to do to keep this movement growing. And almost last but not least, we do have a merchandise store. If you like my hat that I'm wearing right here, or my Hope is Real, I don't know if you can see it, my Hope is Real t-shirt right here. We have t-shirts, hat, hoodies. We have a whole apparel store. We have ladies apparel, men's apparel, kids apparel, hats, zip-up hoodies, as well as mugs and gifts. We have a whole brand of Bullish Bears gear with fantastic stores over here, so feel free to visit them. And before you leave, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the notification bell, watch our videos. We have tons of content. Like them, our videos, comment on them, share the videos. We do our best to be very interactive, and as you can see, we are growing by leaps and bounds on our YouTube channel. So again, sorry this video went kind of long, but I'm trying to pack in this content. I could shorten them down and make them really short for you, or I can make them longer and jam pack them full of content. And so I figured I'll just make them content packed for you guys. If you don't like them, you can kind of shorten them or just look at the watch list, but I want to do the best I can to really help you guys out when trading. So again, hopefully this video helped you guys, and we'll see you in our community. Enjoy.